Sunday. Happy St. Patty's Day. It's March 17th, St. Patty's Day, and I am coming to you live from Sarasota, Florida to do our Toxic Truths Challenge today, and we are talking about brain fog. We're on the last day of 60 days, the 2 week stretch that we're talking about the mind and mindset and the brain and brain health and all of that good stuff. So, today I'm going to talk about brain fog just a little bit because that is our toxic truth. The toxic truth is that you have to live with brain fog, and you do not. Um, because a lot of people don't realize like that's actually not how my brain is supposed to be. My brain is supposed to be healthy and vibrant and have good memory and be able to circle back to a train of thought without any issue and um, cognitively be able to retain things and have a sense of clarity throughout the whole day, not ebbs and flows, right? Our brain, though, really needs as much as our body does when it comes to nutrition and when it comes to health. And obviously, there are a lot of exercises that we can do to keep our brains sharp. But one of the things that I noticed when I had brain fog, because of course the toxic truths in my world here are all sort of based on the journey that I've had over the last 30 years, focusing on health and my health and recovery and symptoms and the research that I do to understand what those symptoms are for me. But also, of course, in this mindset 2 week period, I have a whole test subject of my students that have run through my mindset course, manifesting with synchronicity. So but as for me, when I noticed that I had brain fog, I'm going to tell two stories. I actually have two stories today, but they'll be quick. So for me, I was connecting mine with menopause. It was about 40. I was going through menopause and I was forgetting words that I shouldn't forget. It's one thing to forget bigger words and, that you're not using very often, right? But if you're forgetting words like doorknob, which is what I was starting to say, well, I should know what that word is. And why am I not able to string or connect those parts of my brain that will remember what that word is, right? Um, I realized that and thought, okay, this something's wrong. And as soon as I started changing my diet and focusing on nutrition and focusing on getting the not only the nutrients that we get from food, but also maybe supplementing an herb or some kind of plant power, like we know we have, then it was about 6 months later, I was like, oh my, there was something actually wrong with my brain. And I've had several concussions, and so that can be an attribute as well, causing the symptoms. But um, I'm going to read a couple of things. This one little gnat. Go away, gnat. Okay. Um, Reasons that you may have brain fog can be pregnancy, MS, medication, cancer treatments, menopause, chronic fatigue, depression. That kind of list is can keep going, right? It's connected to either a medical condition or stress or something that you're going through, right? Um, and then solutions. Solutions can be um, nutrition. Um, Hold on, I had a different page. There we go. I was reading the wrong thing. Okay, so managing our stress, getting enough sleep, eating healthy, of course, with a balanced diet, mostly plant based, it says, exercising and stimulating the brain, and then some kind of treatment. So, of course, I lean towards the plant based treatments. Like I said, there's lots of great herbs. And if you haven't been following Toxic Truths along, what we're doing is we're putting all of the resources that I mentioned in these live videos into our Facebook group. So you've got that for a backup and for resources as well. But lots of people report brain fog. And most recently, one of my young friends, she's in her early 20s, said once she started taking our whole food concentrates, Juice Plus, she said, what I really noticed was the one day that I missed it, I was having this kind of fog and I felt like I needed a nap and I was tired. I wasn't able to concentrate. I wasn't able to focus. And I said, Mary, that's brain fog. And she was like, oh, I'm 24 and I have brain fog. And it's like, well, it doesn't matter. You can get brain fog at 8 or 10, if you really aren't getting the nutrients or the sleep or the focus or the attention, that giving your brain the attention that it needs, right? And brain eats glucose. So it needs things that have glucose in it, whether that's fruit or foods high in that, that's the only thing really that the brain needs to run, right? So obviously the rest of our body and the cells in our brain and the blood flow to our brain needs all of the rainbow of fruits and vegetables. But as for how the brain functions, it really needs glucose. And um, the other thing that helps the brain are omegas. And we have a plant-based omega. And we all noticed when at the water tower, like the conversation around the water tower in the Juice Plus community was when we added, because it came out in 2017, so we all started taking it at the same time. And that was a function that we noticed. We noticed clarity of mind and being able to circle back to that. You go down a rabbit hole when you're in a conversation with someone, but then you're like, I'm going to bring this back to what we were originally talking about. And I practice that often because when I fall out of that practice, I don't want to lose that ability, right? I want to be able to circle back and remember what we were talking about and have that clarity of thought. So there's a little snippet on brain fog today. Today is our last mindset. We had 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks were on nutrition. The second 2 weeks were on the body. These 2 weeks, today is the end, the last day of those 2 weeks were on the mind, mindset, mentality, mindfulness, right? Just the mind in general. And then the last 2 weeks, which we start tomorrow, is on the home. And I'm really excited for a whole new topic for you guys, focusing on things like laundry detergents. And let me pull this up and start talking about what we might be talking about here. Cleaning solutions, pets. We're going to talk a little bit about pets and healing herbs as well. And a couple of apps that I use and building materials. So lots and lots of cool things there that we're going to talk about for the next 2 weeks. So as always, thanks for watching, guys. This is Toxic Truths, 60 Days of Toxic Truths and Purging the Poisons. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, please go do that. And we will see you, as always, tomorrow. Have a great St. Patty's Day and top of the morning to you, whatever you are.